Hello and welcome to Military Combat Network. In today's video I'm actually going to answer everyone's questions. So what's it been like being the first YouTuber in the British Army? Obviously I'm not going to lie to you. I've never lied to anyone on YouTube. I've always been straight and honest in every one of my videos for the people that know. I'm not going to lie to you, it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down throughout the years. A lot of the time I enjoyed doing it, and then other times it was just like, is it really worth it? Probably not, you know. I'm not going to go too much into depth in regards to everything. But what I'm going to say is that my first place where I got the full support. The full support in regards to doing videos, showing people, young people, giving people an insight into British Army life. Obviously you get hate off people, you know, some people aren't going to like what you do. That's life. No one's going to like, you know, everyone's business. They're not. People have something to say about it, try to be clever about it, but that's something I just completely ignored. People that know me know that I don't give a shit really about other people's opinions, but that's just the way it is. So that never bothered me. However, from, you know, the place I started YouTube to going where I was going, and then suddenly not getting the support and being picked on a lot of the time and everything else, like I said, I'm not going too much into depth. Yeah, that was probably the hardest time for me at my last place. I was very unhappy, and sitting there feeling sorry for myself, and then saying in my vlogs, I want to leave the army, this is shit. Yeah, it didn't go down too well. So I had a good hard look at myself, a good think, and thought, you know what, something I've been wanting to do for a long time throughout those, you know, all them years I've been in serving in the British Army is retrade. Try something different. Don't jump the boat too quick, yeah? And I'm not naive, guys. The grass isn't green on the other side, you know, all of the time. It's not. So I went and put a retrade in. I then obviously contacted my RCMO. I had to do a letter. He then sent it off or whatever he did. A few weeks later, I got an interview within the regiment I wanted to join. I went over to the new regiment for the day. I got give them an insight. They showed me around. Then I had my interview with the RCMO, and he was happy with everything and accepted me to the regiment. He then said, "Can you start in 2 weeks' time?" And I think I felt really happy. Honestly, I felt so happy. And I'm like, of course I can start in 2 weeks. And then obviously I had to go back to my old place, and I just thought, you know, I cannot wait to get out of here because this is shit. Like, honestly, I hate it every minute of my last place. So guys, my advice to you is, you know, by me answering these questions, don't jump into things you might regret, because I almost left the British Army, you know, thinking, you know, like I said, I'm not going too much into depth, almost making the wrong decision. So people have been asking me, Drakey, are you still in the British Army or have you left now? Obviously, I've just given you the answer. I've transferred. What did I transfer to? I transferred over to the Royal Lancers. Yeah, as you can see, the motto on my chest, a lot of people call it a cap badge. It's actually the only regiment within the British Army that uses a motto, not a cap badge, yeah, or logo. Yeah, so every regiment in the British Army use a cap badge. Ours is called a motto. The motto is death or glory. What does the job and the regiment entail? It's a recce regiment that uses a CVRT. We've got snipers, we've got javelin operators, etc, etc. And I will try my best to give you guys a little bit of an insight of what my regiment does. And if you're going to be one of the few people, and there have been a few people getting in touch with me already, asking me in regards to my new regiment, what it's like, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It's the best decision I've ever made in my life. I've never been happier. Honestly, I've never been happier. Why? I'm going to tell you a couple of things why. And then, like I said, I'm not going to talk about shit. I'm going to give you true facts. For starters, when I was in my last place, I promoted just before then to Lance Corporal. I did my PNCO, became substantive, yeah. And after that, you need to be doing courses to advance your career, i.e. become full screw. People that don't know what a full screw is, it's corporal. So obviously you have to do courses. Well, my last place, I was there a year and a half and I got nothing, right? So the basic thing you need as a Lance Corporal is your DTTT, which is called, or used to be called DITS. Well, now it's called DTTT. It's Defence Training the Trainer, yeah? That's what the course is called, and that enables you to then do other courses and teach people. That's what it does. Defence Training the Trainer, sorry. I wasn't getting basic courses that I needed to advance my career. So therefore, in my opinion, that's a career fail. Yeah, I'm sure you guys see the same thing. So I transferred over to the Royal Lancers. It's just one regiment within the Royal Armoured Corps in the British Army. And like I said, I've been made very welcome. Everyone's been sound. The lads have been sound. You know, my chain of command, fantastic. My sergeant, all the way up, you know, to my 2IC, spot on. And they look after me. Why do they look after me, right? I don't even have to ask for a course. I came to the new regiment. Within 1 week, I was on my DTTT. A course I couldn't get on for over a year and a half after asking every month for it. Yeah, so I've done my DTTT in them 4 months. I've been there 4 months now. Second course I've done, I've become a Mat 9 instructor counter IED, so I can now teach counter IED Mat 9 within the regiment, as long as there's a coordinated CID instructor. But anyway, guys, I don't want to waffle on too much. And currently in my regiment, if you follow them on Instagram, the Royal Lancers, or Facebook, you might know that they're currently deployed somewhere. Well, I was supposed to be deployed, but because there's a career course I needed, and I didn't know about that, they took me off the exercise and put me on the career course. That in itself, guys, tells you that is a brilliant, a fantastic regiment, a regiment that looks after its lads. The next question I've been getting asked a lot is, how long have you been serving? I've currently served now this month, actually 7 years. To some people, not a long time, but 7 years is a long time serving the British government, the British Army, the Queen. You know, no better job out there, is there? Right, another question I get a lot is, I'm going to try and do it as quick as possible without waffling on too much. The next question a lot of people have been asking me, why did you change your username on your channel, or your channel name? Well, that's simple. When I first started YouTube, you have to create an account. Everything I have got on my desk, as in I'm not currently in my own, you know, little setup. I'm at my friend's house. However, I use a mouse, a microphone, a keyboard, and the mouse mat by a company called Razer. My surname is Drake, and yeah, therefore my channel, when I first created it, it was called Razer Drake. That's the only reason why. Obviously, after my channel started growing a little bit, I thought, look, it's not really professional having you know, Razer Drake. It looks a bit silly, and that's what a lot of people knew me for at the time, and it didn't really give an indication of what my channel was all about. So I thought about changing it to Kevin Drake and using my real name. Biggest mistake I've ever made, guys. Simple fact is, and it happens to a lot of other people I speak to them. When I use my real name and my photos on Instagram, there's a lot of people that use your photos and your real name and make fake accounts on Instagram asking women for money. Now, this has happened to a lot of other YouTubers. I spoke to them, you know, British Army YouTubers, and it's happened to me a lot of times. And sometimes the women do find you and tell you, look, there's a guy there using your photos, and yeah, the way they find it out, for instance, on one I had a t-shirt off a company called Bravo Coffee Company in one of them photos. So this female then got in touch with that company and asked, do you know this person who's got the t-shirt on? And then the company got back in touch with me, because obviously they sent me a bit of coffee to try out and a t-shirt. They then got in touch and said, look, this woman is saying someone's using your photos and, you know, asking women for money. So then, obviously, I stopped straight away. Real name, I didn't want it anymore. Then I changed to Military Combat Network. And why I changed to Military Combat Network, it's just the way my channel's going. Doing reactions in regards to different militaries across the world for people that are looking to join the army, who are interested in weapon systems, veterans, that type of stuff. And me making a comparison between the British Army and, you know, other armies, you know, and I really enjoy that. So there you go. That's why Military Combat Network, because it's a worldwide network, basically. So the big question, obviously, did the British Army stop me from what I was doing? Absolutely not. You know, the statistics I've got, you know, they speak for themselves. When I started the YouTube channel, obviously helping a lot of people in joining the army, I did have a spreadsheet at the time, and I still have it now to this day. I've recruited over 260 people to the British Army through my videos, and I think it was about 7 reserve people that joined the regular army after seeing my job role. They became interested in it and wanted to do it themselves. So yeah, my videos have done fantastic for the British Army. The British Army recognised that. However, like I said, my last place did not support me whatsoever in what I was doing. And like I said, I'm glad I'm done with them and don't have to ever deal with them again. But yeah, that's just the way it is. So why did I take off all them videos? Because simply I wanted a fresh start. Basically a fresh start on my YouTube channel and a fresh start to what I'm going to do in the future. The future's bright, guys, that's all I'm going to say. This channel is going to be banging. It's the fastest growing military channel in the UK right now, and like I say, it's going to be banging with a lot of good footage from the Royal Lancers, you know, coming up soon. I'm not going to say when, but I will share a lot of footage, you know, just to show you guys how Ali Manual Regiment is. Another question that pops up all the time, am I still wanting to leave? But I think I already answered that. No, I'm not going to leave, guys. The way I feel right now after 4 months being there, and as I already said, I'm not naive, and I do know that the grass isn't always green on the other side. But like I said, I couldn't be happier. If I've got one regret in life, it's not joining the Royal Lancers 7 years ago. That's all I'm going to say. So therefore, my plan is to do at least 22 years. But you never know what's going to be down the line, dear. But my plan is to stay in for 22 years. So that brings me up to the last question. A lot of people obviously asked me in the past, you know, in regards media in the British Army, are you allowed to do it? And yes, you are allowed to do it. You just have to approach your chain of command. And also the British Army itself came out with a statement, the British Army Sergeant Major, and said, look, pick up a camera basically and do media and promote the British Army. So you are within your rights to promote it as long as you don't slag off the army. Yeah? Obviously, like I always said in the past, check up with your chain of command, but there shouldn't be any problems because, like I said, it was difficult when I first did it. I was the first person to ever do it in the history of the British Army. Now you've got about 8 people on YouTube doing exactly that. What I started 2.5 years ago. Yeah. Also, another thing, I predicted this. I said, I'm going to make these vlogs, and I said to you guys, within a year or two, you're going to have loads of other people doing the same thing I'm doing right now. And there's loads of channels out there right now. You just got to find them. There's one guy who does it at the Phase 1 establishment in Pirbright. You've got 2 infantry people doing it. 1 infantry sergeant. Another thing, take my word for it, the way social media is going in the British Army right now, it's a great recruiting tool. Let's not beat around the bush here. It's a great recruitment tool. Most regiments and battalions these days have already got social media, i.e. a Facebook account, Instagram account. And mark my words, I'm going to say that twice. Within the next few years, I believe that every regiment in the British Army is going to have their own media cells, i.e. media wings, and they're going to have their own YouTube channel to give people an insight into their regimental or battalion's life, you know, to entice people to join that regiment or battalion. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a very, very normal thing within the future. Like this, you know, doing YouTube and that's starting to become the norm. But anyway, guys, yeah, I think this is a very long video. I'm sorry I waffled on too much. But yeah, I hope I answered all your questions. And thanks for your support. And I hope you're going to enjoy the footage I'm going to be releasing at some point, giving you guys an insight of my new regiment's life and having the full support in doing that. Guys, you're going to see some good footage for now. But for now, guys, take care. And if you're looking at joining the British Army, look no further. The Royal Lancers are definitely a regiment you'd enjoy to be in. Take care, guys. See you later.